Okay, I've been really excited for this one to arrive, so here it is. I'm going to do an unboxing and an initial comparison between this new iPad Pro, the 3rd generation, and the first 2 generations as well. So this is the new iPad Pro, the 3rd generation, and this is the 12.9 inch version. Now it's been quite substantially updated, quite a lot of changes this time round. The screen size remains the same diagonally as 12.9, but the border, the bezel around it is a lot thinner, and it's got a new Apple Pencil, 2nd generation of Apple Pencil, that interacts with it in an entirely new way as well. First thing first, unwrap the iPad. Literally just been and picked this up, so it's very exciting. I'm more excited about this version of the iPad Pro than I was the 2nd generation, because there's definitely more changes happen this time. The previous generation, the 2nd generation, and the 1st generation, the same proportions, different screen appearance because of the refresh rate, and some minor details with the speakers and things like that. But fundamentally, it was the same iPad in different colours here, obviously. But other than that, aesthetically, it was extremely similar. This iPad, however, is very different. So I can't wait to get into the box. So let's see what we've got. So we've got a nice illustration on there, really nice imagery this time, quite an abstract piece of work. Okay, and then we're presented with the iPad itself. Usual iPad or usual Apple product kind of quality feel as soon as you open the box. And here it is. And I have to say, it feels really good straight away. It's yeah, it is really thin. I really like the flat edges on it. I think that's a really nice look. I was a big fan of the iPhone 4 and iPhone 5 for that kind of blocky aesthetic. I think it's a look that really works. So let's have a look. Okay, so here we go. Here's the iPad, looking particularly stylish, definitely noticeably smaller than the 1st and 2nd generation iPad Pro 12.9 inch. A really lovely version. So there is on the side the area where the Apple Pencil, the new Apple Pencil, attaches, the magnetic part, and it actually charges from here as well. We've got the volume buttons, and we've got a power button at the top. We've got the usual kind of speakers at the top, speakers at the bottom. We now have a USB-C port. We have the camera that does protrude quite a lot, and we've got the flash, and we've got various microphones around the actual housing here, and you can see that. You've got a couple of there. Where else have we got them? We've got one at the side here. Yeah, and then we've obviously got all the technology that enables Face ID up at the top, as well as the front-facing camera. Let's have a look what else is in the box. So we've got all the instructions. There we go, some very nice stickers. I've never once found a use for those, but they're very nice things to have, I suppose. And then we've got a new power brick. This is looking very different than any previous one. It's a squarer design. This is the old version compared to the new version. Obviously it's a UK plug, but I do like the way that that collapses in on itself. That's a really neat design. Just sort of snaps open like that. That's really cool. More compact, less bulky. This is actually quite irritating, you know, large when you have to sort of go on your travels, you go on a holiday. It's quite a big item to put in your suitcase, so that's more compact. And obviously this is where the USB-C cable. So no longer do we have the lightning port, we have a USB-C. Now that's better for charging more quickly, and it's more compatible with lots of different types of devices. Quite a short cable. I think it's it feels a bit less than a meter, to be honest. I'm not quite sure how that compares with other Apple cables. It feels quite short. I'm sure it's 1 meter, but it seems to be a little bit short. I'm not sure. I'll have to check that one out at some point. So there you go, there's the plug. So I'm just going to do a little bit of a comparison to the 2nd generation iPad Pro. So if I literally line them up as flush as I can, you can see there's a massive section there, been removed from the overall sort of proportions. And there's a bit of the width as well. So we've got the height, depending on how you hold the iPad, but there's a big chunk missing there, and then there's a lot smaller in this dimension as well. So it's quite radical, different in size, which is fantastic. Comparing the edges, we have significantly bigger speaker grills on either side. We have more microphone areas. Sadly, no headphone socket anymore, that's gone. So it's Bluetooth, or have to get a dongle or headphones that fit to the USB-C. The camera does protrude a lot more on the new one. If you notice there, and there's hardly anything on the second generation iPad Pro, but this one is a hefty camera bump. Again, on the other side, bigger speakers. So I'm going to power it up. There we go. We've got the nice Apple logo. And then we get the usual setup, installation that we do in all Apple products. With the screen on, you can really appreciate the size of the bezel going around. It's nothing like as reduced as the size of the bezel on the iPhone Xs, but that's a good thing because using an iPad, you're going to want to hold it with one hand while you might do things with the other hand. This is something that you're going to actually use a lot and hold a lot in this way. It's not a small item where you can just hold in one hand like that. It needs to be properly gripped. So therefore your thumb on either side is going to have to hold onto the screen at some area. So having that empty area where you're not actually touching the screen as such, you're just touching the bezels, is a very useful feature. And I'm not too sure it's ever going to change. I'm not really convinced that they're going to make that bezel any smaller, really. I think that's just about right. So while I set up that, I'm just going to have a look at the Apple Pencil 2. And let's have a look what we've got. Usual nice cellophane. Nice illustrations, nice feel to it, good quality. I'm not sure how to get into this. Let's have a look. We've got a tab and it slides out really nice. Designed by Apple in California. Let's take that out. See if there's anything interesting in there. Probably not. Interesting. I remember on the, it might well be in there hidden, but it doesn't look like it. I remember on the first iPad, also the first Apple Pencil, we had a spare nib that came with it. Doesn't appear like we have a spare one this time. Although in fairness, I have never had to replace the nib on the Apple Pencil. Let's take the wrapper off. It feels more matte. It's not the glossy finish. It feels more kind of, not rubbery because it doesn't give any, but it has that slightly more tactile, rubbery quality. It's definitely something that sits more happily in the hand. So let's compare it to the first Apple Pencil. As you can see, it's quite a lot shorter by a good sort of centimetre, half an inch shorter. You'll notice that I have a grip on the original Apple Pencil. That's because of the glossy feel to the pencil. The grip just gave that extra bit of confidence, feeling like you really had a good hold of the pencil. Now, first initial impressions, with the nice flat edge on it, it's more like a traditional pencil. I know you can get rounded pencils too, but this feels more like the typical kind of pencil I would actually want to use. So I am imagining that with use, your finger will naturally sort of gravitate towards that area on the Apple Pencil. And that's going to be important because that's also where you can interact with the Apple Pencil and it responds to being double tapped. If we look carefully at this end, obviously we had the method of charging and the cap on the original Apple Pencil. Now we just have one sealed unit, apart from the tip, which if you're like me and you've still got the original Apple Pencil, then you've probably got a spare nib still from the original one too. And I believe if we just remove both, the nibs are going to be the same anyway. Yeah. So if you've still got the spare one from your first Apple Pencil, then you've still got a spare, so that's fine. In terms of weight, I'll take the rubber tip off it so I can compare it fairly. Let's have a look. Doesn't feel drastically different, maybe a little bit lighter. Hard to tell really. It might just be in my imagination because it's smaller, but it definitely feels better. Really glossy on that one. Nice and matte on that feel. With the flat edge, really feels good. Feels lighter, feels more a natural pencil length. I did always feel that this was a great tool, but it felt a little bit too long compared to most pencils, and just the balance of it wasn't quite there. I tell you what, straight away this feels significantly better in the hand. Okay, so setup is almost finished there. Now I've got the Apple Pencil. I'm going to try and pair the two. So I know that it clicks to the top there and it instantly now is pairing. Would you like to use this Apple Pencil with your iPad? So I do want to. Press connect and we're done. So it nicely tells us here that we can double tap the Apple Pencil to switch between different tools. And there we go. So now it's paired. We can actually use the Apple Pencil. We go into apps like Procreate, which for some reason it wasn't quite cooperating, so I just scrapped it rather than having to wait for it. And I can then just manually transfer things across from my other iPad. And there we go. I'll be doing a proper test of the iPad. I'll be showing it's in action with an actual piece of work next. It is obviously all gesture based, just like the iPhone 10. I noticed there are a couple of differences. Normally, if you were to tap and hold on an app like that, you get the option to delete it, obviously. But without the home button, after you've done that, say for example, and I'll just delete that, then instead of clicking the home button to go back, it's got now a little pop-up section there. It says done. Other little changes. When you attach the Apple Pencil, it tells you the battery level. Clicks really nicely on there. Every time you do that, it just pops. And if you move the iPad around and click it in place, you get that popping up wherever the top of the iPad is. Now, I'm not sure whether that works if you got it this way around. Let's test that theory. Yeah, there you go. So wherever the top of the iPad is, it obviously knows and it updates you. So more than ever, it's difficult to really determine where the top of the iPad is. Obviously it has the Face ID cameras up the top and the selfie camera, as well as the power button. But interestingly, if you press and hold the power button down, you get Siri. The way to power down now, rather than clicking on the home button at the top, is to hold the volume up and the power button down at the same time, and then that's how you get to power off. So that's a bit of a change too. There's bound to be lots of little changes along the way that are going to be noticed, but they're just two of the extra ones. So first impressions, having unboxed it, it's a really lovely design, feels really good in the hand, the screen looks fantastic. Just much more streamlined, less clutter. It just seems to be pure screen now, apart from the obvious bezel around the edge. But again, that's really a necessary thing with something this large, something you're going to want to hold while using it. You don't want to put your fingers all over the actual screen and be interacting with the icons or anything else that you've got open. So great. I probably will be buying the smart keyboard or a smart cover at some point. Screen protectors too. This is such a lovely iPad. I feel like I'm going to want to protect it as much as possible. Like I say, I'm going to be doing a more extensive sort of review or test of the actual iPad using Procreate and testing the double tap function on the Apple Pencil as well. That'll be another video that will be released extremely soon, and I'm also going to do a update video for the app Procreate. There is 4.2 version been released, so I'm going to do a video for that as well. So please subscribe, make sure you come back here again, and I shall see you later.